identities, trigonometric identities. And this, we should remember sine of theta is equal to 1 over cosecant theta, same as cosine theta is equal to 1 over secant of theta. So these are some identities we should know. Cosine, and it also gives us that cosecant of theta is equal to 1 over sine, the same as secant of theta is equal to 1 over cosine theta. Okay? Identities, then we have the tangent of theta is 1 over cotangent of theta, and the other idea is cotangent of theta is 1 over tan of theta. And with these, remember the tangent of theta is sine theta over cosine of theta, and cotangent would be the reciprocal of that would be cosine of theta over sine theta. Okay, so there is our basic ones. A couple ones you should also remember, and I'm going to give you these. These are based on the Pythagorean theorem. And 3 more, and then we'll take a look at how to prove some identities. We had a homework problem similar to that from the last section. This is going to get a little more complicated. But before we do that, you want to know that sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equals 1. Okay, very important identity right there. 1 plus tan squared theta equals secant squared theta, and then 1 plus cotangent squared theta is equal to cosecant squared theta. Okay, so our last 3 that we should know based on the Pythagorean theorem right there. Okay, and now next we want to prove some identities using the identities. Okay, so proving identities using our basic trig identities. Okay, so we want to prove identities using our basic trig identities. So you get 1 tangent theta times cotangent of theta. Prove that equals 1. So we're going to leave the 1 by itself. Write these over. What do we write this over? Tangent of theta is the same as sine of theta over cosine of theta. And this is going to be cosine of theta over sine of theta. Very basic one. But again, the best way to do this is write these over in terms of sine and cosine. You'll start, when you get better at these, you'll start learning different ways. But one idea is get these in terms of sine and cosine first, and we did that, and boom, boom, boom. So 1 equals 1, and that's true. Okay, so we're trying to prove the left side equals to the right side. Basic trig identities. So let's make it a little more difficult here. And this one looks pretty good.